Hello everybody, here's our quiz for 7-1 and 7-2, 7-3. Okay, pay close attention and I'll help you out here. Looking at, we're going to evaluate number 1, 2, and 3, which basically just means solve. Okay, in our first one, let me zoom in here. When we take 27 to the 1/3 power, remember the 3 is going to become your root. So really this is the cube root of 27, and to the first power would just be himself. So you simply need to take the cube root of 27. Use your calculator. In number 2, again, the bottom number in a fraction becomes your root, so it's just going to be a square root. I'm going to put the 2 there just for the fun of it. And then it's 81 to the -3rd. Now remember, when we have a negative exponent, we need to move them. Okay? So what I think we should do first is step 1 here, Step 1, take the square root of 81. It's a perfect square. Then step 2, take your answer to the -1/3 power. But remember, like if I had 2 to the -3rd, that really needs to be now 1 over 2 to the 3rd power. We gotta move them downstairs. Okay, so those are the steps that you should take to solve number 2. In number 3, this whole set is being raised to the 3rd power. I'd simply just put it in your calculator, plug it right into that graphic calculator, and that should help you out. All right, I don't know why there's a second number 3 there. Mrs. Tressa made a mistake. See, 3 here, 3 back here. Oh well, it doesn't matter. So here we go. We're going to solve this equation. All right, this is just a normal equation like you've done in the past. So I'd get rid of the 2 first, and then at the end, take the 4th root to get rid of that 4th power. The next few we're going to simplify. So what we're going to do here is you need to make sure you distribute this 1/3 power to everybody. So now you're going to have 8 to the 1/3 power x to the 1/3 power, and simplify those. And remember too, it's basically just taking the cube root of 8 times the cube root of x. Obviously there's nothing we can do here but simplify this and then put it together. Number 5, so basically this is the cube. You're going to need to remember this goes in front of the root. This is your power. Okay, or when you have, we could do it this way. When you have the bases are the same, meaning we both have an x, we subtract these exponents. So you could just subtract 2/3 and 5/3. And if you get a negative, remember, that just means they need to move to the other side of the fraction. Number 6, again, we're just simplifying. You have the same bases here. That doesn't really matter. Just take care of the 5 and the 2. That part will stay the same. Number 7, we want to take the cube root of everything under here. So that means you got to have sets of 3 in order to pull anything out. Okay, so like you have to have 3 of the same number or letter in order to pull them out of the radical. Anything that's left over stays in the radical. Number 8, we're going to solve equations now. Remember, in order to get rid of this radical, just square both sides. And then you're just going to be left with your normal equation. Okay. Do a similar thing with number 3. Now instead of squaring everything, it's to the cube root, so cube both sides, and then solve for x. Get x's on one side and numbers on the other. Number 10. First thing we would do is get that set by itself by subtracting the 2. So then you're going to have the set x minus 1 raised to the 2/3 power equals 4. Okay? And now you're going to want to take, let's do a different color here. Cube root 3/2, root of 3/2 here. Or I'm sorry, that's wrong. Back up. We're going to have the cube root here, but it's still going to keep the squared cube root here, and whatever you get, it's going to be squared. And then finish solving your equation from there. Number 11 is a bonus. All right, so you're solving for x. Don't forget to check your answer. Plug it back in. Make sure it works. And if it doesn't, make sure you tell us that. And that's the end of your quiz. Have a great rest of your day.